Yes, sir. Yeah, baby. The weekend featuring Daft Punk. I feel it coming. And you know what I say? I feel coming? It's the wisdom. That's about to come to each and every one of us, courtesy of Nancy Amunga, who's in the building. You tuned in to the Rhythm Junction on Hot 96. It's your girl, Lulu Saidi here. And Nancy Amunga is with us, an entrepreneur, extraordinaire, phenomenal woman in the hazel. Karibu sana. Before we left, you're telling us about mentorship and how you got to know about this forum, ambao alikuwa anauza pikipiki, and then you got on board, and you say that you talked about the importance of mentorship. How does a budding entrepreneur get to hear or know about the right places that they're meant to be? How do you even start that? Who do you start talking to? Do you talk to everybody?
Yeah. So I think there are different places of getting information. And most of the times when we go online as young people, we tend to chat a lot, thinking that, like social media is free. It's not free, because at the end of the day, you're still paying for the bundles. So make sure when you go online, you don't just idle chat. Okay. You can always find the right information via social media, via talking to the right people. And then most of the times when we are talking to mentors, you really need to know what you want, because mentorship is so wide. So when you approach someone that you want them to be a mentor, you really need to tell them, what exactly do you want? You don't just approach someone thinking that now because you think they've made it and then they're your mentor, the success will just shift. Okay. So you really need to
be very intentional.
Clear. You need to be very intentional. Okay. You need to make it very clear. Lulu, I want you to mentor me in this area. Yeah. Because mentorship is big. How do you want me to mentor you?
I like that. There's also a lady who came here on Ogutu Okudo, and she said the exact same things you're saying, that you need to be intentional. You need to know, why do I want you to help me, and how do I want you to help me?
And why did you pick me? Why didn't you pick any other person? Yeah. So that shows your intentions. And then at times, I know we can, when people are asked who are your mentors, will be like Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama. At times I'm like, if you can get someone who's very close to you, then it's much better. Okay. Because, Oprah, she's good, she's whatever, but at times her problems, your problems, different problems. Like right now I'm doing courier services in Kenya. I need to get someone who's kind of doing the same thing, or someone who's in business to show me, how do I pay my taxes? How do I do my licenses? How does Kenya operate? How do the roads operate? You understand?
So there needs to be somebody in your business. Yeah. Somebody close who you can approach them at any time and talk to them.
I read a book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and they're saying, if you want to start a butcher business, don't go to a cobbler to give you advice.
It's true.
Yes.
You go to a butcher to give you advice.
Because you go to a cobbler to give you advice, they're specialized in their own field. So maybe they'll start telling you, if you buy meat, and if you don't sell it by tomorrow. So they'll give you all sorts of excuses. Yeah. So again, when you're finding someone to give you advice, find the right person. And at times when you want to make decisions, don't ask advice from so many people again. Kind of confuses you. Yes. Just because at the end of the day you might ask advice from 1,000 people, but it all narrows down to you to make that decision.
Nancy, let's talk about Kenyan businesses. And I used to have a lecturer who would say that Kenyan dukas, when you go to Ushago, the duka that was there when you're 7 years is still the same duka that is there. When you go to your mtaani, the chip shop is still a chip shop. It will not grow into anything. You'll not see it now. You used to see it in South B, now it's in Buruburu. Then our businesses don't grow that way. Inakaa ni kama inafika mahali and then they stagnate.
Imesimama.
What's the problem and what can we do about this?
Right now we are talking about sustainable development goals. So when you're starting a business, there are factors that you need to put into place. Is this business really sustainable? After 5 years, will it still be there? Can it grow? Because at the end of the day nowadays, it's not about you. It's about the future generation. So you might find that, those people, they were starting businesses with no intentions of maybe moving. And nowadays, there's a difference between being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. A self-employed person, if you're not there, your business cannot run. Yeah? Okay. Because when a client comes, they'll be like, I only want Lulu. Yes. That means you need to be there for your business to run. If you are an entrepreneur, yes, structures take long.
Okay.
And a business, when it's still 5 years and below, it's still in the infancy stage. So it kind of needs you. But as you're moving on, make sure you build structures. How do I want to move? After this, where do I want to move? Do I want to increase capacity? And even when you're talking about expansion, how exactly do you want to move? What does expansion mean to you? Because you're the one who understands your business very well.
So these are things you should be thinking about at the early stages of your business.
When you're starting your business, these are the things, nowadays we have this tendency of Luli is selling shoes and they are selling very nicely. Let me also start the same business.
Yes.
It's called the business of copy pasting.
Yeah.
Don't go towards that route.
And so what happens when I want to sell shoes and everybody's selling shoes and I'm like, I know I can sell these shoos. What do I do differently?
At times, it's all about value addition.
Okay.
If you're selling, like maybe majani chai or something, right? And maybe you're using spoons to, pimia people. What maybe I can think about is coming up with packages.
Yes.
Still at the end of the day, it's just about value addition. So if you want to do the same thing, why should I do the same thing that you're doing anyway?
Yes.
Yes. Why should we split clients? Because the problem with people is you start a business here, I want to start the next business, and it's the same thing that you're doing.
It's so true.
Let me add some value to your business.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, please remember the SDGs, because I know in some 10 years there are businesses which won't exist because we also know technology and stuff. So make sure you're focusing on a business that's sustainable. Again, when you're starting a business, you will not make money instantly. So what will keep on driving you? Yeah. So you need to have that passion so that when there's no money, there's an inner burning, an inner desire that keeps on pushing you.
Wow.
At times, the alarm does not wake me up. My passion wakes me up.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nancy Amunga in the building. Remember, you can send in your questions or comments via the hashtag Raburu and Lulu on Hot, on Facebook, Lulu Saidi. We want to know what she knows. When we come back, though, like I had asked, about meeting the prince and also her network that is now her net worth, you need to stay tuned so that you know who she knows, baby. She knows people. I'm telling you about this.